What's the format for tomorrow's scrimmage going to be?
Well, for fans it will be 2 times 45 normal game. For us, will be three teams playing 30 minutes each.
Okay.
So we'll have, of course, at the beginning of each group, we will clean up the score line, whatever is the score before
Okay.
that. We will start fresh with the next group, and that will be the mentality of the group. But yeah, we're very excited about the first preseason game.
You had talked about last week that y'all purposefully made all these preseason games road games because you want to get the team tougher, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the road. So, what are you hoping to see from each group tomorrow in like the first 5 minutes of those 30-minute periods?
Well, a big word for us this year is going to be consistency. So trying to do the same things that we normally try to do at the bench or here at training session, trying to do away. That's the best way trying to achieve points. So yeah, I'm more focused about the performance and working the things that we've been working the last 2 weeks. But obviously, I want to see desire. I want to see passion and willingness to win and to attack and to be on the front foot. So yeah, those are probably the main two things that I want to see.
Will the three teams be like the first team mostly starters, or is it going to be starters sprinkled throughout the three teams?
Well, we'll see.
Presumed starters.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We're having some ideas. We want to kind of mix a little bit certain things. We want to see certain, pairs working together. Yes, but I want to be more two balanced teams, and then the other group will be all of our beloved academy kids that we're very excited to see. Honestly, the kids been amazing. They've been working. The big majority of that group will be been working with us for 2 weeks. Obviously, some of them we knew from the past, but we have very good academy kids. We have very good. The future is bright with the academies.
Stian's first training session was today. Did you were you able to see anything from him in this short time?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he has some presence. You notice that if you got to see a little bit of his game, he has some physical presence there to defend, to attack the ball. Very good in the air, very solid, aggressive center back. He's fast, so I think he has all the attributes that we saw on film.
And these first 10, 11 days of training, uh, are you seeing what you've hoped to see in this time? The progress that you're hoping to see?
I mean, it's early stages, of course. The first week was almost a reintro. We put across some very general, big principles for us in the way we play. This week was more about defending, middle block, lower block, and how we are going to be organizing that. So it's still early stages, but the trends are very positive.
Who's playing as the 10 right now with Tiago not being here?
Well, we have a couple options there. I'm putting Firmino
Okay.
one, then maybe Derek Etienne. Tyler can play there. So those are the little details that we need to figure it out. But yeah, we have options there. We can play also 4-4-2 in certain moments.
Right.
We have good strikers. So yeah, it's very good.
Gonzalo, we were talking to Derek Williams, and he said that when he was acquired by Atlanta in whatever draft it was, that you called him, talked to him, so you guys talked for about 45 minutes, a lot of it about tactics. What was that conversation like, first of all? And how much tactics can you get into after you just signed him?
Well, that's my fault. Normally, the first couple conversations, I want to talk more about the motivation and the family and all these. We touch base on that, of course, but suddenly the conversation started to turn into tactics, and I just wanted to let him know what type of team he was coming on and what type of football we wanted to play. For me, when I was looking as a player to move to a new club or something like that, yes, the city is very important, my family, and the culture of the club and what type of club it is, what represents that club. But I was always excited about the coach's ideas and what was going to be my role in that system and what was the idea of the coach. Are we going to be an attacking minded football? Are we going to be more conservative? And that, for me, talking about football excites me right away. So suddenly the conversation with Derek that day started to be more about tactics and the idea that we have to be aggressive, attacking-minded football, trying to overload the opponent, and even him as a defender can affect all that. He's the first or second with the goalkeeper there, attacker on the field. When we start to build, they have to be aggressive. They have to be willing to break lines on the ground, play possession style, but also be willing to play through the line. So all these little details, we start to talk. He was already excited about it, and yeah, it was a very good conversation, and yeah, he's going to be a great addition for the club.
When you have that kind of conversation with the player, and he kind of described himself also as being a big communicator on the field at his position. He's probably not just slotted in as like what we probably expect to be like the first choice center back pairing. But can you talk about what kind of benefits a character like him has as being a guy who might be rotating in and out of the team?
Yes, of course. He is going to be a great addition again because he has, some good background in England, playing in good clubs in England. Then he came here in Galaxy. I faced him with Sounders many times, and we always remember him as a very good, aggressive center back. So he's not a new guy for me. I know him since a long time ago. And then, the opportunity came. He has some communication skills on the field which cannot hurt, and he can be very impactful in that, and again he's going to be part of that competition, and yeah, happy with having him. Great guy. He's been integrating very, very well and blending with the group, so it's very, very good signing.
More broadly, just speaking about the preseason in general, I imagine things kind of change when you go off to camp, when you get out of here, and I'm sure like the conditioning aspect and stuff starts to ramp up. What are you trying to accomplish in this phase of preseason, whatever it is right now?
Well, a couple things. It's all at the same time. There are some. Nowadays, we modern coaches, we try to complicate the game and put phases of the game and divide every little aspect of the game. And at the end of the day, you need all of it at the same time, right? Football is about mainly four situations or phases: attacking, defending, transitions, and set pieces or restarts. And then you have to be good on all of those, right? We have certain objectives, and certain days is more defending, certain days more attacking, certain days more specific on play after the goal kick, build up, final third, high press, middle block, low block, all these things. But at the end, you need the players to be good footballers. So we're working on everything at the same time. Again, the first week was kind of an intro with some soft principles on how we want to attack. And then this week was more about our middle block and lower block, how we want to defend. Next week will be more likely more attacking. And then we will go to the face of Tampa, and then there we will have 2 games. And then we will go to Miami, and we'll have our final game against Kansas City. So the first week in Tampa, will be more playing and seeing all of these together and trying to see it in games. Montreal is a very good game for us because it might be very similar to what we are facing in Columbus. And then on Saturday, again, another good opportunity against a very good USL team. And then we have another week to work before the game against Kansas to see what's been going well, what we need to improve based on the 2 tests that we had that week. And then we will have the final preparation for Columbus. That's kind of the general plan.
And then just one last one for me. The team in general feels like more kind of set at this point. Last year, this time, it seemed like there were a lot of more question marks around players and who could be potentially leaving. Does it feel like that to you, and does that kind of give you confidence as the coach going into this?
Yes, great job by the front office. I think it's not easy in MLS because of the windows and the markets in Europe and all these things and the rules, the visas. I mean, we're still dealing with Bartos' visa, but overall it's been great. It's been one of the best years since I'm in MLS that we have the whole team together, ready to go, and just little details. Thiago's missing, Caleb Wiley's has a little issue in the shoulder, Edwin Mosquera with the injury that he picked up in his national team. But overall the team is set and we can work with this and we can have an idea of what we are going to do. So yeah, very, very happy with that side of things.
Derek also mentioned that you call this team a family. What did you guys do in the preseason to really help establish that feel as a family on this team?
Well, it's been the culture that we've been all together creating here since I arrived, or since then I feel that every year has been an improvement in terms of the culture. Probably them last year were the ones that called this family, and from there I just pick it up on that and just try to recreate that, because it's great when you come here, you spend X amount of hours here, 6-8 hours, and you know, you are with your brothers, with your cousins here, and you are like a family, and then we're all together in this, and we have jokes and we have laughs, but we also have hard work. So we all work as a family, and that's amazing that they perceive also. We are trying to have you know, certain guidelines on how we want to behave every day, what are our core values, what are our routines to continue with that family topic and family environment that we want. And then in Tampa, for sure, we'll have a couple meetings with Ben Frickley, who's been amazing to help with helping with the creation or the development of our culture, and we will have a couple of offsites dinners and just trying to create that chemistry among the players, blending the new guys into the system and all this. But overall, for me, culture is always evolving, and it's always the daily behaviors that you do. So it's not about this talking, it's not about just having meetings and dinners, it's about how we behave since we enter from the front door, right? How is our positive mindset? Are we positive? Are we excited to be here again? Are we looking forward to be on the field? Are we treating people with respect, saying good morning, good afternoon, goodbye, thank you, please? Very easy words to say, but it has to be daily, right? So those little things, we talk to the players about that. So again, continuously evolving, and hopefully it's getting an even better year.
Talk about preseasons, about, you know, the fitness, getting the legs, the tactics. Are there things you can do to build mental toughness? Are there drills, or how do you go about, you know, getting these guys ready for an 85th minute when you're down a goal or whatever it is?
Well, that's a very, very good question. We have had a couple discussions like that. You know, we have one of the best, if not the best, sports science department in the league. Ryan, Andy, they are doing a great job with the loads, the GPS, and the methodology, periodization, and making sure that the players are fit, but at the same time they are endurable and they don't have too many injuries. Last year was very good in terms of numbers of HID, VHID, all these stats that we like, but also the best in Atlanta United history in terms of injuries, the less amount of injuries, right? So we want to keep up with that, but at times, you know, you are too mathematical and clinical on those numbers, and you miss a little bit the test, the mentality of the players, right? So I think this year we're trying to have certain drills, certain ideas, overloading a little bit more to see who, when they are tired in the training session and still is a small-sided game 4v4, and the last two rounds they are dead, who continues fighting, who's still fighting, and who's still concentrating, he's still, you know, competing for winning. And those type of behaviors we see on those type of days. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we had one of those, and it was very good. And a couple of drills where you test only the mentality, playing against double numbers, 8 players defending 16, for example, two goals, and you test a little bit that resilience, that mentality, and that fighting, grinding, and you know, it's not just about tactics and playing nice football. So yes, we have some of that, and the appropriate days we are going to continue doing that throughout the whole season.
Is that a struggle between you and the physio to say, hey, we can go a little more, or we can do one extra period, or whatever it is?
No, not really, because they understand football, they understand what is this about, and they've been great since I am here. Of course, we have certain conversations or differences of opinions in certain things, but at the end, we all come to an agreement, and I think it's been very good. The collaboration with them has been amazing, and I'm looking forward to continue this year.
Is the sports psychologist y'all used last year returning this year?
Yeah, Ben. Yes,
Okay.
yes. He will beat us in the camp in Tampa.
Do you have an update on Slice's visa?
No, not yet. Hopefully, we have good news next year, next week. But we'll see.
Because compared to last year, like Gregerson's got his really quickly.
Yes.
So I was curious if Slice, if y'all are expecting the same.
Yes. Hopefully, hopefully we can have some good news next week again. But yeah, it's been very good. Honestly, they've been working really hard in the front office with all these visas and bringing them earlier, and the scouts, everything has been fantastic. So yeah, very happy with that.
And Carlos had said last Tuesday, I think it was. There's going to be one more signing, kind of a depth piece. Do you have any updates on when that might be happening?
No updates on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Derek also said that he wants to use his experience for the guys that don't have that much experience playing MLS. How important is that for guys like him or other players to be able to give that when you're going, you're traveling from East to West Coast or anything like that during the season?
Yes, that was very important when you talk about him, about even Dax McCarthy. That experience that they can bring to others and to themselves, and understanding MLS is not an easy league. You have to take many considerations when you come to MLS: the travel, the different surfaces, the weather, the type of season, long season. Different to the whole world, and these situations that you only live in MLS, and it's difficult to adapt. So it's always good to have guys in the locker room talking to others about these complications and how they can overcome that adversity or certain moments of adversity. So it's very good that we have those type of signings this year.
Other than Caleb and Edwin, anybody who won't play tomorrow?
Well, obviously Bartos because of the
Yeah.
visa. Aiden Torres, who's coming back from a little bit of an injury in the
Okay.
off season, so he trained this week, but won't play tomorrow. Other than that, I cannot. think.
Stian might get some minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure with the training today.
Yeah, he's fit. I mean, he was in season, so he's been training on its own, and today he trained with the team. I think that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys.